teachers. What's the creepiest thing a student has ever said to you? I was chaperoning the school dance when someone walked up and whispered, "Love those ruby red pajamas with the white polka dots you wore to bed last night." My blood went cold as I turned to see it was Jason, the quiet kid in the back of my AP history class that never talks. "What did you just say?" I asked, just making conversation. He shrugged, melting back into the crowd. "Enjoy the rest of your wine when you get home." My hands went numb. I hadn't told anyone about my nightly wine ritual. The pajamas were a gift from my mother last week. I'd only worn them at home. I found my co-chaperone immediately. "Sarah, I need you to watch my section. I'm not feeling well." I texted my husband David from the parking lot. "Something weird happened. Jason just described our bedroom. Coming home now." "Jason from your second period?" David responded. "Babe, he probably just guessed. Emerald pajamas with polka dots are common, but he knew. You don't just guess ruby red with white polka dots or know that I pour wine each night before grading papers." I drove home checking my mirrors constantly, my heart hammering whenever headlights appeared behind me. Our house looked normal, porch light on, David's car in the driveway, but nothing felt normal anymore. "You're overreacting," David said when I burst through the door. "Maybe you mentioned the pajamas in class." "I didn't, David." He described our bedroom. That night, I barely slept. Every creak made me jump. I kept checking the locks, peering through curtains. David finally snapped at 3 a.m., telling me I was being paranoid. The next morning, I went straight to Principal Harrison. "The Jason kid? He's harmless," Harrison said, barely looking up. "Model student. His mother's on the school board. Unless he's made actual threats, there's nothing to investigate." He described my bedroom. Did he say bedroom? Or did he mention pajamas that could be worn anywhere? Everyone acted like I was losing my mind. My sister suggested stress leave. The school counselor recommended therapy. Even my best friend pointed out that Jason had never been in trouble, that maybe I was projecting stress onto an innocent comment. But I knew something was wrong. I started changing my routines. No wine, sleeping in different clothes, keeping curtains drawn tight. I installed a doorbell camera, changed our locks, bought pepper spray. David grew frustrated with what he called my obsession. 3 days after the dance, I called in sick. I needed to search our house properly while David was at work. I started with windows, vents, anywhere someone could see in. Nothing. Then I started thinking less obviously. What if it wasn't about looking in from outside? I spent the morning watching TikToks about hidden cameras. My search history now a paranoid mess. 4 hours in, after checking behind every mirror, inside every vent, and unscrewing half the outlets, I almost gave up. Then a TikTok popped up. A woman showing how she'd found a camera hidden in her smoke detector. I hadn't checked the smoke detector. My hands trembled as I dragged a chair to our bedroom. The detector looked normal, but when I twisted it off, bile rose in my throat. A tiny lens, no bigger than a pencil eraser, in our bedroom. Holy shit. If there's one, there could be more. I ran to the living room, twisted off that smoke detector. Nothing. Just a normal detector. I checked the kitchen. Normal. Bathroom. Normal. Guest room. Normal. Just the one camera in our bedroom. But that didn't explain how Jason knew about the wine. I never drank it in bed. I called 911 and the police confirmed what I'd found. A wireless camera. The kind you could buy online for $50. It had been recording for months. "Okay, so who put it there?" My voice shook. "The students at school have been watching me. They must have broken in somehow." The officer exchanged a look with his partner. "Ma'am, how would students get access to install something in your bedroom smoke detector? This would take time. Knowledge of your schedule." "Then who? Does anyone live here with you, ma'am?" My stomach dropped. The officer was bagging the camera when David's car pulled into the driveway. I watched through the window as he got out, checked his phone, headed toward the door. He wasn't supposed to be home for hours. He walked in smiling. "Hey, forgot my..." He stopped. 2 police officers, me with tears streaming down my face. "What happened? Are you hurt?" His concern sounded genuine. Officer Sullivan stepped forward. "We found recording equipment hidden in your home. Do you know anything about that?" I watched his face, watched him calculate. "Recording equipment in our house?" He looked at me, eyes wide. "Honey, oh my god, it's that Jason kid, isn't it? He must have broken in and put a camera in the smoke detector." Officer Sullivan's pen stopped moving. "We never mentioned a smoke detector, sir." The room went silent. David's mouth opened, closed. You said recording equipment. Where else would someone hide?" The officer cuffed him mid-sentence. After further investigation, they discovered he'd been live streaming to hundreds of viewers, accepting donations for requests. There was hours and hours of footage from different rooms. Bedroom, bathroom, home office, living room, kitchen. He had one fake smoke detector with a camera inside. He'd swap it with the real smoke detectors throughout the house, moving it room to room based on what viewers wanted. "Bedroom this week. Want to see the bathroom?" And kids at school had found the stream weeks ago. Probably gooners. They'd been passing the link around, whispering about it in hallways. Jason was too shy to tell me directly, so he tried to warn me the only way he could think of.